Mm. Hello. Hello. Oops. Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. What it be like? What's up? Let's get this show on the road. Hello, everyone. Guess what? I'm awake. I'm awake. I shouldn't fall asleep. Um, I've had the Darlene April YouTube channel for 12 years, and then I have had April Showers Network. Well, it was April Showers for 5 years. And hey, we used to do some shows, and you know, everybody that knows me, they know that I might fall asleep. Uh, but I am awake. I'm glad to have everybody join me this beautiful Tuesday evening. I will be doing another Standing in the Gap part 2 after this because I was laughing and I said, "Oh boy, I was tired. I was sleepy, but hey, it is what it is." Now, let me tell you, it is some strange stuff going on in the world. I want y'all to listen to this. We have a black woman, and I could say just a woman, criminally charged at the Miscarriage in Ohio. But I say black woman because in, oh hey, all occasions, glad to have you. Because, you know, if this was any other race, would this be happening? So I'm going to let you listen. Hold on. So what happened was in Ohio, a woman kept going back and forth to the hospital, and because she was bleeding, and the hospital kept sending her back home. Oh boy, boy, boy. Hold on.
Trying to enjoy walking time with your furry friend?
TikTok. Okay, here you go.
Statement saying insecurity of every patient.
Okay, hold on.
Glad you're streaming with us. We've been reporting on the growing tears. multiple times after bleeding during her pregnancy. Watts returned home where she suffered a miscarriage. Now she's being charged with abuse of a corpse, and she faces up to 1 year in prison and a $2,500 fine. Our international policy correspondent Ann Flaherty is here to break it all down for us. So, Ann, this just seems so unfair.
Well, it certainly is a heartbreaking case out of Trumbull County. She was told that she had lost her baby because her amniotic sac had broken, her water had broken, and there was no way that the child was going to survive. She was around the point of viability, though, so there was that chance, and she could have had it induced for reasons that are not immediately clear. The lawyer thinks that the hospital may have been debating whether or not to treat her based on that Ohio abortion law. She ended up leaving and miscarrying at home. Now, here's the real head scratcher to all of this, which is that when the police were sent to her home, they found the remains, but then they charged her with abuse of a corpse. And, as her lawyer pointed out, a lot of women miscarry at home. It's not immediately clear what you should do with fetal remains, and it's not clear why they chose that path for a woman who had just miscarried.
So Watt's lawyers are saying that her delayed care was the result of this internal legal battle at the hospital over the abortion restrictions in the state. Mercy Health did give us a statement saying the safety and security of every patient who comes to us for care is our highest priority. Out of respect for patient privacy, we will not discuss individual specifics of care. But it doesn't sound like Brittany got good care.
Well, we haven't confirmed exactly what happened at the hospital. We do know that Ohio's viability law their abortion restrictions have to do with viability. So once a fetus is up to about 22 to 24 weeks, then abortion is no longer allowed. It is possible that the lawyers were considering whether or not she was too close to that at that time. We just simply don't know because the hospital, as you say, is not discussing it for privacy concerns. But I think, there's a bigger question here, which is, why is this prosecutor then pursuing this as abuse of a corpse rather than a miscarriage case?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, we have a lot of questions surrounding this, obviously. I know you've been speaking with a lot of doctors.
Okay. So, here we go. With this BS. Why is a woman being charged for having a miscarriage? Hey, Tamika. Why? Not have an abortion. The woman suffered a miscarriage. She went to the hospital. And they knew she was going to miscarriage. How you doing, Tamika? All occasions, glad to have you here. This is your first time. Hey, Wellness with Frugal Mom. Y'all hold on. So, first and foremost, I want to say I don't know who is messing with the mods, removing mods, and taking people from the chat. I really thought everybody was grown, mature adults on here, but it seems to still show that we've got some, you know, some childish people still. Get a life. You ain't nothing. You ain't never been nothing. YouTube ain't getting ready to help you become something. I don't care about subscribers. I care about views. That's going to get me money. When I start attacking me when I get 1K views, where it's who you are, you know, you ain't nothing in real life. You ain't wearing the pants in your house. And so this has to be some people I had as a mod. I don't care personally if you don't like me. So, like I, I have more things going on in my life. No, what happened was Miss Queen, Brittany kept going to the hospital, and her sac had broken. She was bleeding. So she actually had a miscarriage at home, which my mom had a miscarriage. I will never forget. Uh, it was like a little red balloon when my mother miscarried. So the woman miscarried at home, and they knew that she was gonna miscarriage. So they went to her house and they charged her with abuse of a corpse, and she done had a miscarriage at home. Hey, Derillas, how are you? And so this is what is going on. Again, hey Sherry, I'm gonna play the video for y'all so y'all can get the full understanding. I mean, Brittany, she was going to the hospital.
Michaels has everything.
Hold on. She did her part. She was going to the hospital. They knew that she was going. Hey, it's your partner. What's going on? I gotta come in there and go deliver with you again one day. Yeah, that was nice chatting with you. Hey, Sherry. Cherry, hey. So, this is what is going on. I need to know, where is the outrage, for this. This is like crazy. Hold on. Hold on.
Doctors who say
Wait a
basically
minute.
their hands are tied. Multiple times after bleeding during her pregnancy. Watts returned home where she suffered a miscarriage. Now she's being charged with abuse of a corpse, and she faces up to 1 year in prison and a $2,500 fine. Our senior national policy correspondent Ann Flaherty is here to break it all down for us. So, Ann, this just seems so unfair.
Well, it certainly is a heartbreaking case out of Trumbull County, Ohio. This is a young woman, a young Black woman who had gone to the hospital for treatment. She was told that she had lost her baby because her amniotic sac had broken, her water had broken, and there was no way that the child was going to survive. She was around the point of viability, though, so there was that chance, and she could have had it induced. For reasons that are not immediately clear, she did leave that hospital and then came back the next day. Her lawyer says she sat there for hours with no treatment. Her lawyer thinks that the hospital may have been debating whether or not to treat her based on that Ohio abortion law. She ended up leaving and miscarrying at home. Now, here's the real head scratcher to all of this, which is that when the police were sent to her home, they found the remains, but then they charged her with abuse of a corpse. And, as her lawyer pointed out, a lot of women miscarry at home. It's not immediately clear what you should do with fetal remains, and it's not clear why they chose that path for a woman who had just miscarried.
So Watt's lawyers are saying that her delayed care was the result of this internal legal battle at the hospital over the abortion restrictions in the state. Mercy Health did give us a statement saying the safety and security of every patient who comes to us for care is our highest priority. Out of respect for patient privacy, we will not discuss individual specifics of care. But it doesn't sound like Brittany got good care.
Well, we haven't confirmed exactly what happened at the hospital. We do know that Ohio's viability law their abortion restrictions have to do with viability. So once a fetus is up to about 22 to 24 weeks, then abortion is no longer allowed. It is possible that the lawyers were considering whether or not she was too close to that at that time. We just simply don't know because the hospital, as you say, is not discussing it for privacy concerns. But I think, there's a bigger question here, which is, why is this prosecutor then pursuing this as abuse of a corpse rather than a miscarriage case?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, we have a lot of questions surrounding this, obviously. I know you've been speaking with a lot of doctors who say basically their hands are tied, when it comes to treating women and practicing, healthcare by the law. So what do you think this case could actually do?
This is something that groups like Sister Song, Black Feminist Future, they've been talking about this for months now, since the fall of Roe, that anytime that you create laws criminalizing things like abortions, that you're going to see more court cases like this. They say that this is exactly what you're going to see, that people will criminalize particularly Black women and in poorer parts of the country. So we've mostly talked to, women who come from more affluent areas where they were, sounding the alarms on this and demanding that their doctors give them treatment. And we know that for every woman we interview like that, we know there are several, if not hundreds of women behind them that don't have those kind of resources and simply are worried about prosecution from the law. And I think that's one of the concerns that we're seeing in this case here.
So what options or resources are available for right now for a woman who may find herself in the same position that Brittany did?
Kara, I don't really have good answers on this. I've been looking and researching. The CDC does not have any advice on this as far as I can tell. I think the best advice is to simply call your doctor and insist on that care when you're in a hospital. There are long waits. There's a lot of tremendous pressure on these hospitals in states where abortion is legal. But it's simply just to wait and to insist on that care through your medical professionals.
Appreciate it, Ann. Just keeping us updated on this. We definitely need to follow it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kara.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos,
Okay, I am back.
click on the
So,
link here.
do you guys feel as though if, this woman was a different race, do you think this would have happened? She suffered a miscarriage at home. So why is she being charged with abuse of a corpse? Why? So, I'm just trying to understand. Yeah, they set her up They knew that she was gonna miscarriage. And everybody that's in the chat, I thank you so much for tuning in. As we talk about race relations, and I've been having guests on. So this is the type of situation. Hey, the Bud Fouts, the remains, they were I don't know. I don't know. Wherever she miscarried. My mom, and oh my God, what look, I'm gonna see, I'm 61. This was like, ooh, I might have been 12 or 13. Ooh, maybe even before then. But my mom, when she miscarried, it was the in the toilet because they're in pain. They start bleeding. See, she had been bleeding and was going to the hospital. Hey, Alvin. Hey, the Bud Fouls. Hey, Papa Will. That's why they call me Big Papa. Yeah, this is a hot 9 millimeter mess. And so I need to know, where are the women groups? Where is everybody? They should be supporting this woman. They should be supporting her. And then, you know, we got the prosecutors in the state of Ohio that's charging a woman with abuse of corpse instead of a miscarriage. Y'all knew she was gonna miscarriage. Hey, she, glad to have you. How you been, she? I haven't been up too early in the morning to catch you and wellness with Frugal Mom. Been up that show. Where that is, they gonna have to wait. Yeah. Yeah. So, did anybody want to come up? Because this is. Let me drop the link. I mean, and again, y'all missed the beginning where I said I don't know who keeps messing with taking away wrenches and stuff. So this is weird. Get a life. You don't. I don't need you. Anybody that's a mod that's removing people, taking their wrenches and stuff. Stop being childish. Yes, Miss Queen, there are very important details missing because I know when my mom had the miscarriage. It was a little red. It was like a little balloon, but it was red. Uh, the ambulance and everything came, and I guess they got it out the toilet. I mean, she had a and share, and so I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up. And I'm so sick of them charging us. They charge us for everything. They meaning meaning the system, the government, or whoever else. Entertainment. They use black people. This woman charged, and you hear the news reporters, they're trying to figure out why is she even charged. It's a miscarriage. Hey, telling Stewart. And so, oh, okay. So wellness, well, she had a miscarriage. You know how the sac is broke, and I guess you was bleeding. She had went to the hospital several times because she was bleeding. I mean, this woman that suffered a miscarriage, which is mentally and physically draining. She's lost a child. She lost a child. And then you want to charge her? If she, whatever she wanted to do with that little sack, I mean, maybe she was more than a grieving. I don't know what the procedure is. But, I mean, she had went to the hospital. They knew she was getting ready to miscarriage at home. And so, stop charging us. Stop charging us. Now, I need people to understand what I say, black woman. Stop charging us. We're always in this not starting going on against a color. But again, thank goodness that these news reporters who are two white women, they been calling the hospital. They've been trying to get in touch with the prosecution to find out, like, hey, what is going on? Why is this woman being charged? I don't know. They didn't say all of that. Let me see if I can find something else. And see, I need to know, where are all of these feminist groups? Okay, now I'm getting ready to read what's from the source is Independent Global News, Democracy Now. Ohio prosecutors charge black woman with felony abuse of a corpse after miscarriage. In Ohio, prosecutors have criminally charged a woman for having a miscarriage at home, sparking widespread outrage. Brittany Watts, a black woman, was told by her doctor that her 21-week pregnancy was non-viable. Although abortion is legal in Ohio until 22 weeks, Watts was not able to have her labor induced over hospital concerns about potential legal issues. She had a miscarriage at home in her bathroom. After the miscarriage, Watts became ill and was treated in the hospital, where a nurse called the police after Watts told her she had to dispose of the contents of her miscarriage. Brittany, who was still sick and grieving the loss of her pregnancy, was questioned by a police officer in her hospital room. 2 weeks later, Ohio authority charged Watts with felony abuse of a corpse, which carries a possible sentence of a year in prison. So that means 21 weeks. What's that, 5 months? Yeah. Yeah, she had been going to the hospital. Hold on, everybody. I am going to send people. I'm gonna put the links in the chat. Um, let me see. Hold on. Um, My source that I was playing, that was from ABC News. Like, this makes no sense. You know, damn, how much are y'all gonna do to people? Y'all, you know, y'all just, they're doing too much to us. Damn, how much are y'all gonna do to people? Hold on, y'all. Y'all, you know, y'all. Okay, just... wait a minute. Okay. I'ma tell y'all, we have to be some strong people because we don't know what these authorities, how they gonna use us for their agenda. And so this is awful. This is awful. This is terrible. I mean, the woman kept going back and forth to the doctor. Uh, and so with all of the abortion stuff with different states, uh, we're gonna see more of this. You damned if you do, and you damned if you don't. Hold on. Um, thank God we have some great people of all races that are covering this story, and everybody's trying to figure out what has happened to this girl. This is just awful. The mental the mental abuse that the state has done to her to arrest her after having a miscarriage. So yeah, all the pieces in the puzzle, they are missing. They are missing. So what I did is I put the two links in the chat. This is all I have to say with reporting on this. Y'all know I like to bring y'all breaking news that's going around the world. I also like to bring you news about the injustices against people of color. Um, and also trying to build bridges between getting an understanding on how people feel about race issues. I'm going to tell everybody 2023 has been a year of exposing everything and everybody is being exposed. I need you to take heed. Now, I know we all ain't perfect. We all might be doing a little something, something, but I am talking about we've seen the people in Hollywood. We're seeing pastors being accused of certain things. We have Pope Francis, with his announcement yesterday. It's a lot going on right now. Take heed. Just take heed. I don't care what anybody does in their bedroom. They don't have to answer to me. Well, that's what I was saying too, Cherry. Where are the black leaders? Where are they? They should all be down there. But hey, we really don't have any. But they should still have all kind of movement groups. How many of y'all heard of this story? How many of you guys heard about this? See, they keep us distracted. So, what do you do after a miscarriage? Is what? Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Everybody, um, I'm getting ready to end this show. Um, oh yeah, she miscarried. They also say that she miscarried at home and flushed the remains down the toilet, causing a clog in the pipes. and her water had broken. Wow, this is just crazy. Everybody, y'all have a great evening, and I'll talk to everybody later. I'm going to do a standing in the gap part 2 because last night I fell asleep, well, rather this morning. Okay.